Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof,
or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press,
or the right of the people peacefully to assemble
and to petition the government for a redress of grievances.
Journalism matters in our democracy because communication is key.
Considering our politicians and our president, I think journalism's all we have and all the people have, and they should be sharing what's happening in our government. I mean, that's the only way people are going to find out is by journalists speaking on it.
I think without journalism, no one could be held accountable, and people would be able to get away with doing illegal things because they think they can get away with it or whatever. And it definitely keeps people accountable and helps stop the corruption as much as possible in our country.
Can you describe a time in current events when you saw journalism play a role in the balance of power in our democracy? Please be as specific as possible.
I mean, right now, I feel like with the Kavanaugh reporting's done, I mean, obviously he just got sworn into the Supreme Court, but the stories that were covered and the coverage of him overall has impacted so many women, and I mean, I think it's going to cause a lot more people to speak out.
I for sure think the whole Trump presidency has been a wild ride for journalists, especially how much he tries to dismiss us and call us fake news or whatever he does that day. And recently the New York Times did like a huge long article about like his tax evasion and how he really got rich and all this shit. And I think it's stories like that that really impact our democracy and keep people in line.
In our most recent presidential election, it was eye-opening and like stay woke. Everyone says that, and it's like literally stay woke now because you don't know what's going to happen, you know? Everyone can foresee something, but you really never know what's coming.
Can you describe a time in your experience as a journalist where you saw the importance of your reporting, writing, photographing bear fruit?
Just covering somebody's story that didn't feel heard. When somebody feels unheard, it's shameful and it's an uncomfortable feeling. And so, I mean, I guess my most recent story has been covering someone who has dealt with suicide, and covering that story has been one of the most eye-opening experiences.
I did a story for online journalism on a group of domestic women workers, and this one lady created an organization to protect domestic workers, and domestic workers are just cleaning women, you know, construction workers, majority immigrants from Latin America, and she ensured that they get paid correctly. And just being able to interview them and be accepted by that organization, to have them trust me write a story and record them, I mean, it taught me way more than I could ever do for them.
Like, one of my classmates that I was doing the assignment on was like, oh, why isn't more news coverage? Like, why isn't there enough news coverage? This is awesome. This is an awesome event. And I was like, we are the news, you know? Like, we are the media. Like, this is why we're here. So, like, you and I can cover the event. So I felt like I realized that, like, you know, I am the media now, even though I'm just a college student. So it's pretty awesome letting people have a voice.
I think, if anything, journalism has helped me be able to talk to people better and connect more. So even if I don't end up going into publishing or writing or anything, I know how to actually talk to people way better than I did before. Like, strangers, going up to them is scary, obviously, but having done it so many times makes it a lot easier.